stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I forgot to add Instagram on. Oh, there weren't any people there yesterday. Actually, the last 2-3 times. I'll hit him up next time. Good morning. And I'm a little late. I doubt anybody will really notice, which is fine. Some things you got to take care of right away. So, and we got to think outside the box when it comes to problems sometimes. I'm going to use a great example. Mr. Dion, Mr. Example. So our thermostat, we have a Nest, right? And it's supposed to be so convenient. But these things start fights is what they do. See, I'll set it to a temperature and then it gets changed. And it keeps going. And my son and I, we're both stubborn men. And so I went up, I'm like, why is the AC on? And they're like, And so we're looking at it, and it's making a schedule. It's creating a schedule. It's creating a convenience for us. It's seeing when we're home and doing the temperatures and creating it. Well, our lives are way too crazy for it to be on a schedule. So we figured it out, and we removed everything. But here's the key. I told my son, I said, hey, you go ahead and put the app on your phone. What am I doing? I'm giving him control. Why? Because then he's going to feel responsible and he's going to learn. And then he'll ask questions. Hey, Dad, is this the right way? And then he'll figure things out and he'll do what's right. See? That's how we do things in life. That's how we can be a good example. So, all right. I'm glad I'm in a decent mood, or I just end this thing. Welcome to Daily Trudge. Dion, host. Say hello. Today's one of those days where I'm not really doing it for me. So, but I have to remember my rewatchers. So not everybody can always make it. So we're going to be doing some reading out of the big book. I hadn't really gotten totally organized yet. So I am kind of taking this off today's reading, which is about the promises. But I wanted to go a little bit more action and more action. Good morning, Chris. It's good to see you. Good. I'm glad we got some people here. So refreshing. Okay. I am going to start on page 83 and at the spiritual life is not a theory. So the spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it. It is good to be alive today, isn't it? Today's a new day to do some good. It's another day to do some good, right? Yesterday we had some successes. Today we now get to work on more successes. And that's the beauty of the program. That's why the daily reprieve is so important. Okay, and why we must live a day at a time, or we will get out of the scope of the things that we need to do. Okay, it's Saturday. I can't be working on Monday's stuff. It's not here. Okay. Unless one's family expresses a desire to live upon spiritual principles, we think we are not urge them. We should not talk incessantly to them about spiritual matters. They will change in time. Our behavior will convince them more than our words. We must remember that 10 or 20 years of drunkenness will make a skeptic out of anybody. Hi, Ingrid. Yay, you woke up in time. I'll try and do them a little bit later for you. It's kind of weird. Now I'm the one waking up a little bit early. We've got to switch schedules there. Yeah, my wife has her own spirituality. She didn't need me. Sorry, but no, she didn't need me on that. Okay. My kids, I don't know what their views are on spirituality. I know that my son was brought up kind of in a religious-y kind of area, and he probably knows more about the Bible than I do. Okay. So I have not once told my family that they need to live on a spiritual basis. That's not my decision. I don't get to make that decision. Okay. If I'd like them to follow it, which I would, but it's not required for me to love them. No. Maybe God wants them to find him a different way than what I think. Okay. There may be some wrongs you can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we could right them if we could. It's kind of a blow off, and I'm not big on that. Maybe have a good conversation about it first. Okay? Some people cannot be seen. We send them an honest letter, and there may be valid reason for postponement in cases. But we do not delay if it can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble without being servile or scraping. As God's people, we stand on our own 2 feet. We do not crawl before anyone. What a great line before the promises. What a great line. Yeah, my parents didn't either. Even when my mom got into AA, she didn't really force spirituality on us, but gosh, she forced AA on me. Good thing, too. Good thing. I didn't appreciate it at the time. Caused a little bit of trauma, but that trauma right there was worth what happened. Sorry, but it was. Why am I saying sorry? I don't say sorry. I'm a child of God. I stand on my own 2 feet. And there's the key. We stand on our own 2 feet. I'm not going to crawl before anyone. I'm not going to bow before any man on this earth. Yeah. And I get that. I get why they thought education was the most important. Because from their era, that was, you had to get a good education in order to get a good job. Trade skills weren't really a big thing yet. Now they're huge, man. Right? So you don't need to crawl before anyone. There's nobody in this world that you need to appease. Okay? The 8th and 9th step are about brotherly love and justice. It has nothing to do with forgiveness. Is there going to be forgiveness? Yes, but that is an end result to something. That's the end result to the 9th step, which requires a lot of action. Okay? We don't just go do our 9th step. We're going to sit down and think about this. We're going to write down some things. We're going to talk with our sponsor. Okay? What needs to be done in this one? Because that situation may be different. I use my therapist for that. She's fantastic at it. She really is. So next comes the 9th step, promises. And I'm going to steal my friend Marshall's idea. He had a great idea. One One day he went to a meeting. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the 9th step promises, but I'm going to change it a little bit. And I'm going to use I and me statements instead of we statements. We're going to change the nouns. And that's what I'm going to do here. When you read these, do it this way. If you do it this way, what's great about it is it feels different. Number one, it feels different because it feels like something is actually going on. And two, it's a guide. When you state these things in your mind, you're going to know whether or not you're doing them. So the promises are just more than just the promises. They are a guide, just like everything else in the program. If I am painstaking about this phase of my development, I will be amazed before I'm halfway through. Okay, the halfway through, some people think it's halfway through the steps. Some people think it's halfway through the 9th step. That's, you know what? It doesn't, it might happen halfway through the steps. But I'm not going to argue with anybody on that point anymore because I've seen it happen both ways. Your experience is your experience. So take it how you need it. Okay? It's not an opinion. It's fact, and it happens different for everybody. All right. I'm going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. Ding. I will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. Ding. I will comprehend the word serenity and I will know peace. I'm not going to do that on each one because it's going to get very annoying. Hey, Maylin, my favorite Canuck. The Canuck of the week, Maylin. Good to see you, honey. No matter how far down the scale I have gone, I will see how my experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. I will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in my fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. My whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of economic security, a fear of people and of economic security will leave me. I will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle me. I will suddenly realize that God is doing for me what I could not do for myself. See how it hits differently. It does. And while I was going through that, in my mind, I marked off each one. And and each one of these is happening in my life. Every single one of them. Okay? Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. Yeah, of course they have, because when you do the steps, you can't help it. This is what will happen. Okay. Now imagine that the promises weren't in there to give you that guide, to give you that good feeling. The promises are also there for encouragement to let you know, hey, now's the time to claim that spiritual progress. Good job. We're done. Okay. Now I can go on with my day knowing I got my kudos. Yeah. It's all byproduct. It is. Once you understand that everything is a byproduct, you'll get it. The effort you put in has a certain amount of effort. There are things left over. It's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner. There's always leftovers. Those leftovers are yours. That's the gift. What did you do? You created your own gift, my friends. That's called being self-supporting. That's called standing on your own 2 feet. And you're doing it already. The AA isn't supposed to be like surprises, but it is like the Karate Kid. One day you're going to turn around and figure out that you have these skills. And you will intuitively know how to handle a situation, and then you will suddenly realize that God is doing for you what you could not do for yourself. All right. Let's keep going on because I wanted to talk about the action and more action. So We're at 15 minutes, but fuck it. Let's keep going. I'm having fun. And my friends are here. So I'm going to hang out a little bit longer. This thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We do not hang out on step 9. What are you doing hanging out on step 9? No. This is what you want to do. You want to set up you want to sit down with your sponsor, and you want to set up your first amend. Then you are on the 10th step. We do not hang out on the 9th step. People that say I'm on the 9th step are doing themselves a disservice. You are immediately supposed to move on. It says it right there. And then we continue to take personal inventory and set any new mistakes as we go along. And I have it written right here as I do step 9. Step 9 will take you the rest of your life. It's going to take you the rest of your life. Yeah. 11 is a great place to be because it creates spiritual awareness. There's spiritual experiences, but then there's spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness is you can see the good in everything. You can see the progress. You can see the be goods for the begats. You can see the forest for the trees. You can do all these things. You know how dangerous you can become, and you've reeled it back. These are important things that we must do in our lives. Okay? We vigorously, that means a lot, commence this way of living as we cleaned up the past, as we cleaned it up. Therefore, we do not hang out on step 9. Step 8, brotherly love. We already made our list. Done. Step 9, became willing to make amends to all these people. Willing. Okay, it's about justice. It's about serving justice, meaning cleaning your own side of the street. That's it. Not other people's, just yours. And then you are to move on to 10. Immediately. We have entered the world of the spirit, and our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. Remember when we said in the big book before this, we said that you are going to be so busy with this new life, you're not going to have much of a chance to be unsatisfied. Okay? Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. Okay? This should be automatic for you by now. This should just be automatic. When these crop up, we ask God to remove them. We discuss them with somebody, and we discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code. There is our answer. And 95% of the time, the answer is help another alcoholic. I'm feeling ungrateful. Help another alcoholic. I'm feeling self-pity. Help another alcoholic. I am way overexcited. I'm just way too excited. Help another alcoholic, please. I have the book Take Me to Your Sponsor. Oh, man. Here comes, this is probably my favorite paragraph in the whole book. Look, today it is, okay? We have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. I'm going to tell you something. That line right there was my line to freedom. My line to freedom, man. Because I was a fighter. And to this day, I still have to stop myself from fighting. Right? You PM me a pic. All right. You're welcome. Have a great day, Ingrid. Fine, and we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. For by this time sanity will have returned. It has returned. It doesn't say it might have, it may have. There is nothing to say that it won't happen. It's happening. It got real hot in here. I kind of feel like I'm detoxing. Like it's an anxiety attack, but I don't have any anxiety. It's probably my meds. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally. And we find that this has happened automatically. We quit fighting. Morning, Gary. Good to see you, brother. We stop fighting. We have to. If we don't, it's going to kill us. Okay. Let's read this last part in the daily reflections, and oh, glad I did all that. It's going to be covering the promises here. So, the promises talked about in the passage are slowly coming to life for me, and mine were slowly too. But I had a lot of extra work to do. My PTSD kept me from my serenity. It kept me from my balance. It kept me from those promises. So I had to deal with that also. So the promises kind of happened for me twice in a way. So I got to do it through alcoholism, and then I rediscovered them through my PTSD. I had to stop fighting it also. You know how hard it is to stop fighting PTSD? How hard it is to have nightmares where everybody's fucking with you all the time? For the most part, I'm a pretty nice guy in my dreams, but then at some points, I go crazy. I just kill everybody. You know? I know it's a dream and I'm just fed up. That's what's scary about them. Anyway. Lately, they haven't been nightmares. They've just been a series of the same dreams. Anyway, the promise talked about the passages are slowly coming to life for me. What has given me hope is putting ninth step into action. Action. I did. I closed the door and I opened a window. Wow, really? Is that why? Because I feel fine now. So that makes sense. I did. I closed the door and I opened a window and I did feel a little trapped. You shit. Good point. Thank you. That's a very good point. Now I'm aware of that. Now I know that. Thank you. That's actually a relief. All right, we're done. Dion learned something. I know we got a couple more paragraphs. Old habits and behaviors die hard. Working step 9 enables me to close the door on the drunk I was and to open up new avenues for myself as a sober alcoholic. Making direct amends is crucial for me. As I repair relationships and behavior of the past, I'm better able to live a sober life. Although I have for some years, there are times when the old stuff from the past needs to be taken care of. And step 9 always works when I work it. You got to work it. If you do not work this program, it will do nothing for you. Faith without works is dead. So, and isn't that really where we're trying to get to, is satisfaction? Yeah. I can't get no satisfaction. I didn't know if I wanted to do the Rolling Stones or the Devo version, and I just kind of ended up mixing the two. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I will see all of you soon. I love you. Peace out and have a day.